Absolutely.
And now we're moving to Alabama to a young lady with the name of Summer. Hi, Summer. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you so much for taking my call. Um, Trying to keep this as succinct as possible.
Good.
I do just want to say up front that my husband has recently kind of morphed our religious beliefs, and
Mm-hmm.
so he won't allow me to seek any counseling or see a marriage counselor because he says that they don't understand and agree with what we believe. So I can't
With
call
what
any
y'all believe
services,
or
so I'm
with what
calling now.
he believes?
Well, it was what we both believed, and now he's sort of taking an offshoot to that, and he also controls all the finances, but that's just a side point at
If
this
I may
point.
ask, and if you don't want to,
Um,
don't. If you don't want to answer this, don't. But if I may ask, what religion are
that's
you
okay.
part of?
Um, he says Hebrew, so the easiest thing that most people understand is like kind of like Messianic Jewish, but we're not Jewish. We believe in Jesus.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, like, Jesus plus the Old Testament. So he's looking at everything in the
Okay.
Torah
Yeah.
and the basics of, what's been going on with us. We've been married 8.5 years. Back in 2016, he took a job out of town while I was in school, and he had some affairs. He kind of walked away from God, and we reconciled, and we got remarried in 2017. From what I understand, apparently that was the first legal marriage we had because he was still technically married to his first wife when we got married. Again, that's a whole other subject. There's
Mm-hmm.
been a whole foundation of lies for our marriage.
Okay. Now you say
But
that
I
he's kind of
just
evolved his
found out,
beliefs, and so what is it now that he believes, or that what's causing the problem you're calling about today?
sorry, yes. Um, so he's been having an affair for the last 2 years, sleeping with several women, but mainly having an affair with a woman that he dated in high school. He is the father of her 30-year-old son. He feels an obligation to her because of what he feels is written in the Old Testament. And he is now actively moving towards bringing her into our home in sort of a polygamy lifestyle, saying that it's not a command of God, but it's not a sin, and if God doesn't condemn it, neither should I. And I guess I've been so brainwashed about his versions of everything that
Mm.
I'm in this place where I'm
Mm.
frozen. I really, really, I love him. I care for him so much, but I need to leave this situation. But I feel like he's slowly poisoned me over the
Mm.
last few years, not literally, just
Mm-hmm.
figuratively,
Right.
to the point where I'm so afraid to leave because I'm so afraid that I'm going
Mm.
to go to hell for
Oh, wow.
disobeying my husband, or that I can never get remarried
Wow.
because that man would have been committing adultery.
Mm.
And I've lost any oomph to leave. And I really need help. I know you help marriages, but
Mm.
he's absolutely certain that this woman is his obligation. She bows before him and calls him master like he wants to. I don't do that because I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
he believes it's his obligation to still care for me. He doesn't feel he's allowed biblically to kick me out. So
So basically, he controls the finances.
how
You
do
said
I,
earlier. You said he controls the finances. That's what you
yes,
said earlier. And now you're basically
yes,
telling us that he controls you. Not just controls what you do, but he does the best to control what you think, what you
Mm-hmm.
believe, that
Mm-hmm.
he really tries to have you under his spell. Is that
yes,
correct?
Mm.
Is that
yes.
correct? If I
And
may
I've been
ask,
labeled as very disobedient and rebellious.
well, if
Mm.
I may ask, and if you don't answer, don't. But how old are you?
I just turned 40 last week.
Okay, so you're a relatively young woman, and I'm assuming that he's older than you are based on what you described.
Yes, he's 51.
Okay, now can you survive on your own? Do you have that ability?
It would be difficult at first. I do have some friends and family who have offered to take me in, but I'm so scared to leave. Like I get mad when I find something out, and I text them and call them and say, this is it, I'm finally going to do it.
Okay.
And then
Is your
I look
fear
at the time, and
is
it's
your
like,
fear
oh,
not
time to
having
make
him?
supper or something.
Is your fear not having him, or is your fear that you're making God mad?
It's both.
Okay.
Because I mean, I do love him so much. We have so much fun together. Even just, today I stuff all the pain way down, and I pretend like it's not happening, and I know that's bad.
That's it bad.
But
It is bad.
I so want to keep the peace. Don't rock the boat. Just let this go on as long as possible. And I keep setting like mental hurdles for myself, saying, well, if it gets to this point, then
Okay.
that's
But you're not
the
going to do
end,
that.
and I can't take it anymore.
But what you've already
It's
proven
past that
is that
point,
you
and I
will
just
keep
can't
taking
go.
that. You
Right.
keep proving that you are going to take it, that you're going to let him do whatever he's doing.
And he's not going to change.
And he's not going to change. And so while you keep setting these things further out, like, okay, if it gets here, it's going to happen, and then you don't do it. And then it gets out here, and then you don't do it. It really boils down to this. Now, I'm obviously not God's chosen one. But you know what? I do have a bachelor's degree. My undergraduate degree actually is in Bible. And believe it or not, a few years ago at a university there in Alabama where you live, there's one in Montgomery called Faulkner University. And several years ago, I actually taught as adjunct Bible faculty. And I taught Old Testament is what I taught. And so therefore, it's not like I'm a person who has no knowledge of the Old Testament or no knowledge of the Bible. I'm not putting myself up as the expert. I'm really not. But I'm telling you that based on my understanding of the Scripture, you have every right in the world to leave. And when any human being has that kind of control over you, any human being has control where they can control what you think, what you feel, what you do, and that you're afraid to be without him, then that's not healthy no matter what. Even God doesn't exercise that control over us.
Right.
God tells us, it's your choice. Here's what's right, here's what's wrong, but I'm leaving it up to you to choose, to you to decide. Now, if even God does that, then how can you live in a marriage where anybody, husband, wife, either one, is telling the other, you have to do this, have to do this, have to do this. And if he's threatening you with the threat of it, if you don't do this, you're disobedient. If you don't do this, you're going to hell. As far as my understanding, and I don't know your husband, and we're only hearing your side, but based on what you just said, that's pure control and manipulation. That is not based on Ephesians chapter 5, where it talks about husbands should love their wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. It's not the kind of teaching that Jesus talked about, where he said, if you're married to one and even lust after another, you've committed adultery. Here's a man that's actually doing those things. And so we will not tell you what to do. It's always your choice. But my suggestion is, try it. Now, again, your choice. But you said you've got friends that'll take you in, people that'll help take care of you. And if you can get away from this man for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and begin to discover again who you are, that's the healthiest thing you can do for you. Now, I would hope that he would come around. We're all for saving marriages. But personally, I'm not going to try to help save a marriage where one person is dominating the other and destroying the other person. And you already are having this because you're saying you're having to suck down the pain. He's destroying you already, or at least these actions, I should say, are destroying you already. And now to bring another woman into your home where you already have these self-doubts, that's going to be, in my estimation, exceptionally destructive to you. And therefore, while it's your choice, I urge you to do whatever it takes for you to stand up on your own and not let this man dominate and control you this way. Now, it's your opinion. I mean, you have to decide what you think is best. And again, we're just going from what you said. I don't know the man. I don't know the situation. Am I overreacting to this, do you think?
No, I would say you're underreacting, but no, not at all. I mean, my encouragement in this situation is from just what she said, Joe. I mean, I could go into this. It just sparked so much in me. Like, I love the Torah just as much as the next person. I love the Old Testament. You can't separate it from Jesus. And so it's like, it's all there. Read it for yourself. Like, I just encourage you, your beliefs do not have to be his beliefs. The Bible is open and ready and available for you to go in and see exactly what the Spirit would put into your heart. And my prayer for you is that you would not act out of a spirit of fear, but that God would put his Spirit in you to be able to make the best choice for you, for your future, for your family, for what he has in store for your future. And I don't believe it's something where someone's going to control you and tell you what to do and dominate you. That's not God's heart.
I can't see how anybody would even think it is.